Shalom, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, continuing on. Yeah, this was a touchy subject. They killed the camera. I saw it when it started acting up and then it went out. But yeah, that O negative is that super blood, man. You know, because you can give O negative can give blood to anyone. All right, and that's the blood type that most Jake have, which is why your organs and all that stuff are highly sought after. All right, most Jake has O type blood, and even the most rarest is in the and the most sought after is that O negative. Just keep that in mind.
Normal standard procedure. Unless you get pregnant.
Uh-oh, wait a minute. We missed something. Let's go back. Salakia.
Then you have another.
There we go. Wait a minute. TikTok is difficult. There we go.
The theory that Caucasians came up with about evolution. At the same time, the reason why they call black people monkeys. Have you ever went and got your blood test to see what type you are? What groups are there? O, A, AB, B. Normal standard procedure. Unless you get pregnant, then you have another blood test. Or you can request it. It's called RH factor. RH factor, you can look it up on the computer. I really don't want to chop up the name, but basically it's an acronym for a monkey, a type of monkey that still exists today. Now, the important question is, why are they testing you to see if you got monkey blood in you? Well, this is very important, and you need to understand this. If you get pregnant by somebody with that monkey gene, your body builds an antibody that is attacking the embryo because it doesn't recognize it as a legit human, basically. It can tell, your body knows, even though you are ignorant to that fact. Yes, there are people walking around right now, and they're not and it's not black people.
Now remember that, not melanated, and remember what to be human is. So it sounds like the monkey thing might be a deflection, because the base word in human is hue. All right. So when you're lacking hue, when you're pale and lacking hue, the question remains: are you really human? That's what he's trying to get at.
Because everybody that I've run across, and this is a personal story, that I was in class, in our physiology class, we was doing blood tests in the lab that day. There's 4 black people in the class, 2 of them from Africa. It was 4 people can sit to a table. All 4 of us were at one table. The rest of the class is Caucasian. All 4 of us came up with O blood. The rest of the class had mixed blood. All over the charts. The teacher came around and we thought it was pretty cool that all of us were sitting at the same table and we all had O blood. We wasn't thinking nothing else past that. And when I told her, she said, with no surprise, look on her face. Yeah, I know.
Okay, so that was part 1. So let's go to part 2. He needs to do a 3. I told him
all
that.
All of us were sitting at the same table and we all had O blood. We wasn't thinking nothing else past that. And when I told her, she said, with no surprise, look on her face. Yeah, I know. Understand that the reason why they're calling us monkeys is to deflect the fact that they're walking around with the monkey gene in their blood. And anytime that you get pregnant by one, not only do your body build them antibodies, and if you manage to actually have that pregnancy
and see, hold on, that also proves that an Israelite man can impregnate an Edomite woman and have a child, and that child is going to be fine. But he said if you get pregnant by one, meaning that if an Israelite woman is impregnated by an Edomite, the negative portions of that RH blood type is in their children, if they have the children. It also would explain too why so many of them have problems with pregnancy and having children. All right, but let's let them continue.
Which is going to be a horrible and painful pregnancy. You can never have another baby with him without you risking the chance of you dying or that baby dying. Point blank. Now, if that ain't God telling you something, I don't know what is. And one thing about it is, nobody is going to debate me on this. And everything that I'm saying, you can go right now and Google the shit. You don't even need to be in class like I was.
Yep.
Much love. Cool.
And the comment board is lit. I mean, it's lit.
And all of us
so hold on, let me put them up again. And it's the first 2 videos on his channel. Let me put them up again. Because there are some people that put in their comments, some woman talking about how she had 4 beautiful children with her white husband, you know, so-called. But there it is. It's those first 2 videos right there. All right, and that's his channel. And you know, I just found it to be interesting. The information that came out of there and how it fit into what I was reading at the time when it just popped up, you know, and you know, when it just popped up, I happened to be reading what I was reading, and coming across the fact that, you know, time and chance happeneth to it all, and the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Let me grab that. Matter of fact, let's go back to Daniel 4:17, and then we're going to read that Job 9:4. But this is Daniel. Oh, I'm in Amos. How did I get in Amos? Oh. Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and set up over it the basis of men. Men who have base blood, who have that RH factor that's all mixed across the board. When Jake and they, for the most part, had that old blood until they were scattered and raped and scattered among the heathen around the 4 corners of the earth and look like the heathen. All right. Hence, members like the group here Color Me Bad. Let's go to Job now. Book of Job. (9 and 24), and it reads, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof." All right. If not, where and who is he? Where and who is he? Matter of fact, one more scripture, man. Isaiah 25:7. And this is what's going on now. All right. The lies, the veil is being lifted. The lies are being revealed, man. All right. And he will destroy, this is Isaiah 25:7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. So that veil, you know, Esau Edom came into power, and he put that veil over all nations by creating titles and labels that are not biblical that cause confusion. And now people don't know who they are, and you know, for so many centuries and generations. And now the men of the prophets are back on the earth, removing that veil through the power of Yahweh B'Shem Shai, and giving the world back nationality. And some people don't like who they are. Well, the people who hate who they are the most is Esau, Edom, because they're claiming to be the people of the Lord. And, you know, and they've been running from that title of Esau, Edom, lying and fabricating history ever since. All right. Since they did it when they were the Romans and the Greeks, and then they fell from power for that 1,000-year period, came back into power in the late 1300s. All right, going into the 1400s, they started, you know, they got dominion again. And the first thing they did was whitewash history. All right. First thing they did was so every time you watch movies and television, you're looking at Edomites as being the kings and queens during the medieval time. All right. And the evidence is that is clearly not the case. As a matter of fact, I have here, I was going to stop, but I decided to keep going when I looked down at this. This is a printout that I had years ago, going back to 2008. I had one of my clients who was an Oxford alumni go and download all these specific words for me. All right. And when you look at Moreno, all right, it tells you a Moreno is a Jew or a Moor, you know, a Muslim, all right, that was traditionally, let me see, hold on. When they were trying to, Jewish Muslim converts would rightly or wrongly be thought to practice their religion in private as inspecto facto but be excommunicated. So they were trying, basically they were trying to hold on to their nationality while hiding among Christians. All right. And these were, and we know that a Moor and a Moreno are so-called people of color. All right. It says the Spanish word was used insultingly to converts of Christianity from Judaism and Islam by the 16th century. Okay. Now here, when you go to the back, it tells you medieval. So when we start telling you that in medieval and early modern Spain, Christianized Jew or Moor, especially one who professed conversion in order to avoid persecution. You see that? You hear that? So when we tell you that Robert the Bruce and you know, and the royal families and you know, what was his name? Bruce the Black and all these different people, you know, that you saw in the show, the Vikings, all those kings that they were facing when they came to Britain, Ireland, Scotland, all those people. When you watch The Last Kingdom, those were not white people. And then some of them that did look like some of the men on the screen, they had Negro forefathers. That's why Oliver Cromwell was sending all these men to slavery in Jamaica, to Montserrat. And then you also had a whole groups of so-called white people that got sent there. But what they leave out when they share that history, they leave out the fact that those so-called white men had so-called Negro fathers. All right, so the veil has been lifted, man. So with that, you know, I hope this was edifying and informational. This information, you know, was informative. Call halal Yahweh Shem Shai by Shem Rakak Wadash Wa Abba Babal Kwam Yasharala Shalom.